Prince, I've followed you for a while. I've seen a couple of your work. I remember
Mm,
back in 2017, I was present during the release of Next to Mine, I believe.
yeah, yeah,
Um,
yeah,
and then I think there was a music video release party, something that
yeah,
we
yeah,
attended.
yeah, yeah.
And I knew that you've been working on a lot of stuff along the time.
Mm,
But here's the thing. Upon my research,
yeah,
before this interview, I had no idea. I had no
yeah.
idea how much stuff. Let me tell you, this dude has 10 credits on IMDb listed
Mm,
as a producer and 13 credits as a director. And some of these work that you've done, you've written them. Um,
yes.
some of them still, few of them still in production, in the production phase, but
Mm,
just that alone. And that's not even the that's not even it. I mean, you also, what blew my mind too is, let me see if I got it right here. Okay. You worked on the production management crew for a Netflix movie called Black Beach. I got
yeah,
to
yeah.
on it was just released in February
2021.
this yeah
Yeah,
this year.
yeah,
And this is the one that just like blew me. Like, you were on production staff for Snowman, in a movie that was Michael
yeah,
Fassbender played in Norway, and even Val Kilmer, one of my favorite actors
yeah.
of the past, was in that movie. I mean, I had
Mm,
no idea. And you see, the thing is, you doing stuff like this, it's not like you can put you know, um, take a microphone and start announcing it everywhere, and everything
no,
you, of
no,
course you promote your work, but it's stuff, it's something that our community needs to know about. We need to know
true.
about these things. And I feel so proud of you, man, that what you're doing right now, what you've done, and the work that you got in the pipeline. So, um, I don't know, just you, talk to me about some of your work. I've seen Next to Mine, for example. What sparked that short film.
Yeah, for that short films, that was one of the short film that I did after I finished film school in Norway. You know, proud to die. To the process of the film school as well. There was a lot of small production, music video, did like a little bit commercial for anti-racist organization in Norway. I did a lot
Hmm.
of commercial for them. And leading to them, I started writing. I wrote a lot of projects when I was in film school. I wrote a lot of projects, and then in the school you have to pitch your project in front of the professors. The film professor. You have to pitch your idea. The producers in the school pitch your idea, and then they will decide. Okay, yeah, we'll go with this project. You guys can do the project for the school, and
Hmm.
then that's how it goes. But by that time, I was pitching a lot of ideas. My ideas were very good, but you in the school, there's a lot of competition. Of course, So different projects they were choosing different projects. And Prince, okay, just be a producer, and produce our project. So I was producing a lot of film in school. So I produced a lot of film for a lot of guys. And then I wrote all these projects. When I finished, I said, okay, listen, I'll produce it. I'll do this one myself. I'll produce it and direct it myself. And I started looking for resources and see how to get it done. And one of the good things about Norway, there's the culture department in Norway very helpful to young filmmakers too as well. They have setting budgets for in the culture department for filmmakers in Norway. Especially if you graduate from film school and all that. And I applied for some of these funds, and I get it for next to mine. And I decided to say, okay, I'll produce it myself. And the lady said, Prince, go ahead, you can produce it because you wrote it. And I got some friends, and started working on it. But the story, is almost because most of the stories that I tell, is based on real life experience.
Hmm.
Because I look deep into what I've been, because my story comes from what I've been through, and also people that that look like me, what they've been through. And also I always want to mix it up with the Norwegian culture too as well, because this is our host country. anything you do, you have to a little bit, reflect to, what's happening in the country too as well. So next to mine is basically about, a film is about, a black African who is it's about how do you call it, interrelationship stuff, where you have the black guys, together with the white girl, and he's the first time meeting, her family, think how it is, people, especially in northern part of Norway, where some white people have never seen black people before. It's a kind of little bit, if you take your your boyfriend home to your white family, so you took him home, it was a little bit of discomfort there. I want to a little bit showcase how the cultural difference is there, for people to see, and also to educate the both sides, like, you can accept this guy, you know, it doesn't matter if you're from Africa or maybe from the Middle East or whatever, you can accept it. Love is love, So basically, that's the whole story that I want to tell, because I've seen people being, in being with different relationships, different people. So I just want to a little bit educate people. Just that how come it's next to mine, because we're next to each other, So that's the title, we're next to each other. So, and it was very good. And luckily the project came out, we get it done, and then I had a friend I think in Belgium. He said, "Oh, Prince, I saw a little bit of teaser of your film. There's a film festival, big film festival in France. You want to send it there?" I said, "Where?" He said, "Yeah." And I look at the film festival, bro. I said, Cannes Film Festival. Cannes Film Festival is one of the biggest in Europe. And my friends are listening. Send the project there. Maybe it might come in. You never know. And he helped me through the application process. And I sent the film there, and they pick it up. And they're like, "Oh, we want to see it. And do you want to come and showcase your project?" I'll say, "Yeah, why not?" And I had the opportunity to travel to France, and to showcase the project at the Cannes Film Festival, and the some there's a lot of producers there, some filmmakers too as well, and they end up picking that film up. They picked the film up for, I think, there's two local TV stations in France, in the south of France, because they have a lot of black people in France compared to Norway. Yeah, so there's a two local TV stations that pick up the film. This guy, they came, they said, "We like your story. We want to, have it from you, and then we decide, negotiate, and decide also that no problem, you guys can have it." And they took it, they showcased it there too as well. Wow. Yeah, so it was that's the first, short film, biggest short film that I did, from that. But through that film, I just wanted to educate people about, love, and, that it doesn't matter where we background from, we are, next to each other. We have to value each other culture and all that, and a lot of people receive it, in a very positive way.
Okay. Nice, man. I like that. I like that. I want us to touch on your ongoing project, but before we do that, just a little bit on, let me see if I got the name right. Lagos to Oslo.
Yeah.
Is that a full movie?
Yes,
I wasn't able to check out the entire thing, so I'm not sure. It's a full movie.
Yeah, it's a full movie. It's a full movie. Lagos to Oslo. It's the production of my friend. He wrote it. My friend called Kingsley. Kingsley wrote the project. He wrote it, and then by that time he contacted me. He said, "Prince, listen, I have the project. I want for you to come on board to help me produce it. And also it can be a co-director too as well on the project." And when I read the story, I was like, "Wow, it's story that is very, very powerful, because the story is about a Nigerian that was not smuggling in a way that he was betrayed, in the sense that to come to Germany, as a through a company to work, and he ended up entering into the drugs industries in Europe, so he ended up selling drugs, but the story took place in Africa, and then they end here, it based on a true real life event too as well, real true story too as well. Okay. Because it happens to someone that my friend Kingsley, he knows very well, and based on that, and we have to create the entire story around that person's life. It's like in Africa, right, where you have this drugs organization in Africa. What they do is like they will tell someone that they go to most of the villages where people never traveled before, don't have a passport. They'll go to the village and say, okay, listen, we want to take you to to Norway. We have a company, we have a cleaning company in Norway for you, to go to Norway to work. you know, and what will you do? Someone that you need opportunity, you never traveled before. The person he get excited, he said, no problem. And he told his mother, the guy gave me a passport, travel, when he traveled, they took a passport for him, gave him another passport, and he, into drugs, into the drugs business in Europe. That's the entire story there. And also through that story, we also wanted to educate people too as well, because what's happening, people traveling back from Africa to Europe to find, a better life, but you don't know too as well what these people are coming to do here. Someone might promise you to give you everything to come here, but at the end of the day, they have something else that's waiting for you here. So that's the basic of that particular story. So my friend contacted me, he said, Prince, we can do it. So we decided to jump on the project right away, and I'm helping out to, structure it too as well a little bit. And, we, produce, I think about 60% of the project in Norway and 40% in Ghana, So we traveled to Ghana to do the project, and then we did it here. But it's on a site called, Ghost Wars TV. It's online.
I'll take the
Yeah,
information and put it in the description box,
yeah.
so people can check out
So
and follow.
yeah, they should check it out. It's very, very inspiring story,
Yeah.
And we had a very good actor from the US who played the lead character. It's a good friend of mine, Michael. Michael played the lead character. He's in the US, and also we have some British actor in there, Swedish actor. We had German actor. We had Ghanaian. We have Norwegian. Have Nigerian part of it. So it's a mix of basically a lot of international actors, part of the project. And I co-directed with my friend Kingsley, and also produce it too as well. So yeah, and it's a very, very powerful story. I think people should check it out. Basically, some people make a movie. Some people think, okay, the movie have to be like a blockbuster, like Hollywood stuff. But mostly nowadays, we make a movie to educate and also create awareness. These things are very important for us to do. We want to create awareness and educate people, not just make a blockbuster movie and blowing up building and all that. I know that it's a good thing, but if you have a bigger budget, you can do that.
Yeah.
But this, the educational story too as well, I think is good for us African, and also around the world, for people to see, and people to learn from it, and not to fall into the same mistakes other people are doing. That's for me. That's the reason I want to create different projects.
Definitely, I totally agree, and I'm a huge believer in humble beginnings. Start off where your hand can reach, and then who knows where it's going to lead to. So,
true.
Definitely. So we won't have enough time to touch on everything, but I definitely want to touch on this project that you have ongoing now. That I see that you're trying to get some. Raise some funds to be able to carry out, and it's supposed to be based in Liberia, and about I've forgotten the name.
Tears of Time.
Tears of Time, correct.
Yeah.
Talk to us about that, man.
Yeah, bro, listen, Tears of Time is very personal to me. I would do this project no matter what happened. I tell people that I'll do the project no matter what happened. If I have raising money or not, I will do the project. It will take me maybe a year. I will do this project. This project is very personal to me because for me, I have a social responsibility as a Liberian, number one, and number two, as a human being. And I understood that rape and domestic violence is one of the huge crime, in Africa, in Liberia, in Europe. It's all around the world, not only Liberia. See, I want to do this project in Liberia because, I'm from that country. And I understood, I did a lot of research, and I understood what's going on in the country is affecting, a lot of women, a lot of teenage girls and teenage boys, they're affecting them hugely on a level. As I read, I speak to a lot of people. As a princess, it's like a norm in the country. It's like it's a normal for people to do, you know, and where you have the justice system where it doesn't favor a lot of people because a lot of people come from a very poor background. They don't have the money to seek justice for their children and also for themselves, and all that. So
Especially when the
especially,
perpetrators are in position, you have those
yeah,
cases too, that these guys
yeah,
are in high
where
position. Yeah.
yeah, where you have the perpetrator in higher position, also not in higher position, but someone that is, elderly person in a community that the people respect.
Mm-hmm.
It could be from the church, it could be from organization, it could be whatever they come from. And basically, I've seen a lot of protests in Liberia. People are protesting when it comes to rape, and it's a very good thing. But one thing that can change a society is through films and TV. Through media and TV and all that stuff can change a lot of stuff in the country.
Sure.
We have seen that in many, many countries before. In the US, I've seen that, when it comes to making films about, people complain about why America making films about slavery and all that. They want to heal the wound. They want to tell the story, what happened to these people. It's very important for the society people to understand what happened, and, in Liberia, these things are happening and people are protesting that, but there's not much have been done to be able to, stop, maybe prosecute a lot of people. It's not happening. I'm not going to prosecute people through fame, but I'm going to tell the story that people want to see and they're going to learn from it, and we educate and create awareness and make sure that they change some laws in the country, through representatives, senator, whoever in power, to be able to see these things that are done good to change these laws, and basically the project, is also giving, female the voice, the power to as well, because it's about, a young, I call it lawyer who take upon herself to fight three cases, three domestic and rape cases in a court, for the three teenager, and then she's fighting against a guy who come from a very, a very powerful background.
Mm-hmm.
You understand? So think about it, for example, and female, in places that, most of the African countries don't have voices, they don't have the power, and they should have to travel army to fight with, with this family, and they should seek justice for this kid. It's very powerful, and we can start from there too as well. Create this project, create these films that people see it, and these films can be shown in high school, in churches. The film can be shown in different places in the country, for people to see, and people can see these things and be like, okay, can we change that? This happening in the country, can we change that? Because something that you don't see, something you don't believe it. Mm-hmm. You understand? People will say, oh, they raped the girl. People will be like, oh, I will believe it. The people are lying. Maybe they want money from this family. Nothing happened to this girl. And you have in a country where you don't have a good healthcare system. There's no DNA testing. There's nothing happening. People just create their own narratives of what happened in the country. But if you create films about things that is, for many times, people will look at it and be like, okay, yeah, we'll see what's happening here. How can we change, the law? How can we help these, people that are going through these things to make sure that we have a better society and have a better country? That's the reason I really want to do it. And it's my social responsibility too as well to make sure I contribute through films and TV as a filmmaker. So I really want to do it, and we're in the process of fundraising right now. Sending applications different places to make sure they raise the money, and have the budget ready. We'll go to Liberia and do the project. But I told my friends, I said, listen, no matter what happens, I'll do the project. If you tell me 1 year or 2 years, I'll still do it. Because I already have the story ready. I have everything ready. And I'm talking to some connection people that know, in Norway and different places. And they're looking at it very keenly, and they really want to help too as well. So yeah, and I'm 100% sure that we will get there. We will get it done. But this is the first project I want to do in Liberia, plus many other projects I have on my decks too as well that I want to create in Liberia, just to make sure that I uplift the Liberian film industry too as well. In a very positive way, and also showcase the country. That there's a lot of story in Liberia that need to get out. You know, I know that they are doing, they are trying their best in Liberia to create these stories, but there's more need to be done. Especially on the professional level too. So,
Sure.
because I've seen how Nigerian are doing well, how Ghanaian are doing well, South Africa are doing well. Even Ivory Coast are next to Liberia. I've seen some French movie that have been to Cannes Festival in France, in Belgium, in Germany, in Berlin Film Festival, all that. We need to see Liberian film too in all these bigger film festivals. But how will we get there? We need to tell the story in a different way. On an international level. Be creative and also make sure that it look professional and the storyline is good, the story is there, and that people from other countries will see it. Not just narrative for the Liberian market. Liberia don't have a film market; it's not there. You have to push a lot of film outside. And this is one of the films that I want to do that I 100% believe that I'll bring a lot of international professional people on the project. I will get it done and we'll showcase it in Norway, in all these film festival I want to showcase that I have connection, I want to send everything around there too as well.
Yeah, that's wonderful, man. I knew this was a nice project. I read about it, and also I know that you have means of people contributing to the project.
Mm,
So I
mm.
will also attach that information under the description. So if you feel generous, please try and
Yeah,
support. Yeah, support the project.
support the
Yes.
project, and it's for everyone, and for us Africans, for us, Liberian, for everyone, even European too as well, and support that. I know that there's a lot of donation going in the country when it comes to, all these issues are happening in most of the African country, but people need to, you know, they dive deeper into story too as well, because story is very important. It can change the society, it can change the community. I think so. It's very important. We are seeing that we are seeing that different places. That certain story to tell people be running around here to change laws. They will
Yeah,
come together.
true,
So we want to do
true.
the same thing for Liberia too as well.
Hmm.
You know, yeah.
Yeah, I truly believe in that, man.
But also there's a lot of parts of the story to come out of that country. I see a lot of story there,
Hmm.
but we just waiting just because of the COVID, things are slowed down. But I'm waiting to be back in Liberia and do some good stuff with other people there too as well. Filmmaking is a teamwork. So I involve a lot of people from Liberia to be part of the project.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Nice. Well, Prince, time is far spent. This has gone wonderfully, and even
Yeah.
beyond my expectations. So I'm not sure if I'm gonna go into all the things, the questions that as I planned. I think I'll have maybe three more, short
Mm-hmm.
questions for you, and then we'll try to wrap this up. All right.
Sure.
Let me see. What is the worst experience you've had as an African living in Norway? Is there one experience you can point out that that comes fresh to mind?
Uh, Bro, listen, for me, I'll take all experience to be very positive. Everything that is negative for me is a learning process. I won't blame I won't blame anybody for in Norway, for example, because I've been living here for many years and I'm into the film era, and I see how difficult it is, to get certain opportunity compared to other people, but I won't take that to be negative because there's competition. Everywhere you go, bro, there's competition. You have, if you send an application to get a job, you just say, that you have maybe 30 people saying that saying one that saying particular job that you need. Even a common cleaning job, you have maybe 10 people or 20 people sending application to get a job. And they evaluate based on who have the experience, or also who has not that who they like, but people based their decision on certain things. And for me, I have a lot of friends that they say, "Oh, Prince, why are you guys into the film? Do you think that opportunity in Norway for you?" And this, that, way, I was like, listen, it is here, the opportunity is here, but it's going to take time. You have many people that been through this process, through this industry for 10 years, 15 years, 20 years before they get breakthrough. You understand? So anything but when it comes to jobs, when it comes to this, when it comes to that, for me, I think I take every negative experience to be positive. I'll turn into the positive stuff. Because I'm a person, I don't really think that Norway is, it's a very good country. I'll tell you, but I won't lie to anyone. If if I'm going to be here, I don't think I'm going to be somewhere that will be better for me. You know, so every experience I have that have been negative for me so far, you know, I look at it to be a blessing. I learn from it. If I don't have a job set in place, if I send an application, I didn't have funding from a project and it denied me thousands of times, I look at it to be positive. I'll keep fighting until, I want to reach where I want to go. So there's negative stuff, but for me, I don't think it's bad. It's just a learning experience. I just learn from it and move on.
I
That's
don't
it.
think I could have gotten a better answer, really.
Yeah,
Really,
bro.
I
Listen,
really love that answer, for real.
man, you come from a worst country, man. Come on,
We've
survive
experienced
for
a
this.
lot. We've experienced a lot, yes.
Why gonna touch my skin now?
Yeah,
I mean, nothing will touch me to be the president. Nothing can happen. It'll be fine. I know
I
that we
feel
have a
you.
very good life.
Yeah,
Everything is good. You have
we do. We
food to
do.
eat, place to live your head, everything. You have to be grateful. So I'm very grateful to be here, and I'm grateful to do what I'm doing.
Hmm.
I know that the success, it's not to that level yet, but at least we will reach there one day.
Wonderful. That's and I have the flip side to that question too. Like
Yeah,
the
yeah,
most memorable act of kindness you've experienced here. Like,
yeah. Uh,
is there any you
to
would
me,
like to highlight?
I can remember. How do you call it? I have a chance to shoot a project in the opera house. you know, in the
Hmm.
opera house in Norway. That is very very kind of the president for the president that runs the opera house in Norway.
Hmm.
In Oslo, the guy. We took a picture with me, and they give me a job there to do a project for them. And I know that there was almost 200 people who were looking for that particular job to
Wow.
get that particular job to do in our opera house, and I had the opportunity to get it from him. So it was very, very kind, and that's what I'm saying. You sometimes you lost thousands of opportunities, but they'll give you one, and that one can cover the whole thousand. You know what I'm saying?
I like that.
So yeah, so for me, I don't think but that was very kind of him, And today I still have a phone in numbers in my phone, and each time, I say, Prince, anything you need help, just call me. If I get anything, I'll call you for you to work and all that. To do like a project in the opera house. I think that was a very kind of him, and that's one of the kind of things I have. Because just imagine to the opera house is like
Hmm. Hmm.
it's just one of the prestige places in Norway that people really respect. Get higher a lot of higher class people that there, and I was the only black person in that room, doing that project for them. I was like, I was very very happy, and they were very kind of him, and up to the time, still saying mercy up to the telling, thank you for the opportunity and all that,
Hmm.
So yeah, so that's one of the good things that really happened to me, and many others, from
Of course, of course.
yeah, yeah,
That's what one.
absolutely.
So good,
Yeah,
good,
yeah.
good. I like that, man. So
Mm,
let's wrap this up with three phrases or
yeah,
words that
yeah.
would best sum up your experiences here in Norway
Mm,
as an African man. Give me
mm.
the first three words that will come to mind, or a phrase, or
Okay, I would say first, I would say a lot of, I would say opportunity.
mm,
It's very key. It's good here, and also for me, consistency is very good. That's one of the things that I live by. No matter what, and I'm never going to quit. I'm never going to quit what I'm doing.
mhm.
Even though I might get, do a couple of work on the side. But this filmmaking, how you call it, career. That's what I want to do. Because I will tell you, like, it's something that I really been, into for some time now. Not more than 5 years. Professionally, but I have a lot of projects that I want to put out there. A lot of projects I want to put out there. You know that we did it a TV pilot called The Shadows,
Mhm.
which we Norwegian two newspapers, put me out in the newspaper about 3 pages of Norwegian biggest newspaper, and they talk about the projects and all that. So there's good things are happening. So for me, opportunity, consistencies, it's good for me. And what I would say, I'm never gonna quit. Never gonna quit. Tattoo. These are the things that I think that I live by every day. And also, yeah, and just keep on working and all that. But the experience in Norway is good. It's good, especially when it comes to a lot of different things, a lot of different areas, a lot of good things happening here. And, I know that it's tough, everywhere, even in different countries, it's hard, to start up. I live in the UK for a year, for example. I'm working, with a commercial company there, and from Iceland. It's a tough place here too. So, but there's a lot of opportunity in Norway compared to other places. I would say that. Now basically famous, but different era too as well. The healthcare here is good, educational system is good. Work is okay, it's good here. If you want to do whatever you want to do, you can do it here. You can find different work to do. Sustain yourself and live happily, and live your little life, and be soon. But it's just the film industry is very tough. It's the toughest industry, that's
and I'm sure
I
it's
can
tough
say
everywhere too. So
yeah, it's tough everywhere. Not only here, you hear in the US where people complain about black people not getting roles, not directing, not producing, and all that. So we think about it, the industry that's very smaller compared to the US. So it's very tough. But the toughness, that's the best part of it. That's what make you, want to be more creative and put project out there, and see how far you can go. But it's good for me. I think it's good here.
Nice. So you heard it, folks. Opportunity, consistency, and never quit. Yeah,
never quit.
I like that.
Yeah,
Listen, Prince, it's been an honor to talk to you, man. I mean, like I said, we've done this before. We talked a lot before, but this was just wonderful. Thank you again for showing up. And I mean, what can I say? People, I would put all the information that I can under the description, and just follow and support, wherever you are, wherever, as long as you're watching this, there's a brother that needs our support, and for us to stand behind him, and his stuff is good. Go check it out yourself. His name is PrinceNjoe. Google. Yeah.
Google. They have to Google Prince Nyantian Joe.
Man, they will find it. They will find it.
They will come out. They'll find. They Google. They're gonna find a lot of stuff. A lot of stuff out it. They will see everything. So yeah.
Wonderful.
Man. Thank you so much, Chris, man. Thank you, man. And I appreciate you too for this podcast. I know that what you are doing is going to, be very helpful to our community too as well. And I think this is needed. I'm telling you, we even sitting together to talk. Not generally about the show, but talking to you too as well. You have a little bit of release. We need that once in a while. And you creating the show, I think you give a lot of people opportunity to share their little story, and also for a lot of people to see it and be encouraged to continue what they want to do. So thank you so much for the show, and thank you for having me, man. I appreciate it.
Oh no, man, I appreciate it for sure.
Yeah.
All right.
Good.
All right, man. And that's it, folks. Until next time.